Understand? Yes. I provided a copy of the marriage license. Yeah. The court didn't have jurisdiction to dissolve a United Nations marriage license. No. Now, that means you can't dissolve it. Now, since I had agreed to the conditions of me being allowed to leave the island, with the understanding that once my record is expunged, yes, there would be no protection order. Oh, you should have removed it, and you should not have reissued it a week after my wife filed for dissolution of marriage. Now, in Catholicism, yeah, I was just looking at this Kaneko law. Yes. You know, this movie Stigmata, it upsets a lot of people because it's one of these spiritual movies. Yes. And there's this idea that the woman's actually demonically possessed, but she's not. I'm more and more sure that it was actually Judas that had recorded the actual words of Jesus. Yes, though they might have said it was Thomas. And then somehow during the movie, or maybe afterwards, they kind of had this blurb about this another gospel. Yes, but the messenger that was speaking through her, that was writing that Aramaic. Yes, he asked the question through her own mouth. Does it matter who the messenger is? Well, it actually does. Yeah. Mhm. See, if Jesus said, I don't want you to write this, and Judas thought, well, I'm getting 30 pieces of silver to do this, so I might as well just record the words of Jesus as I had heard them at that time. Reading the words of Judas that were recording the words of Jesus, yes, could mean that the stigmata that was being experienced, yes, might have been a different stigmata than the stigmata of Pius. Yes. Now, let's say that you thought it was another gospel, but it was actually the writings of Judas that had betrayed Jesus, that had hung himself on a tree, that got to spend all eternity experiencing the five wounds of Jesus as the physical pain that Jesus experienced. It would be a little worse than that experience of hell. Yes. Because you would get the physical pain that Jesus experienced while hanging on the cross. Now, well, I would think, yes, that if you really upset Jesus, yes, the actual individual that hung on the cross, yeah, that took the sins of the world and then was resurrected, yes, approximately 2,000 years ago, he could get so upset that he'd say, well, you're going to spend all eternity experiencing the pain of the cross. You would not want to read the words of Judas as he had recorded the words of Jesus, because the words would have been a betrayal to what Jesus had said. Now, today I'm loving my enemies. And as I was reading this confession, yes, and how to go there, there's a problem. This is the Ten Commandments. Yes, it is. Yes. And it asks some really good questions about masturbation. Or, have you viewed pornography? Engaged in sexual activity? And these are the thou shalt nots. Yes. But I thought that in Catholicism, thou shalt not refuse to enforce child abuse and child neglect laws. Yes. As in, I, yes, am going to sue you for violating the actual ecclesiastical law right now. Okay. Now, somebody betrayed, yes, the actual promulgated laws of this state and every state of the United States. It's kind of like thinking, well, just because Judas was considered an apostle, yes, it should be included in the